guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and today is a very special day. It's March 31st, 2014, and if you haven't heard, now you've heard. Shadowrun Online, which was kickstarted, I believe, a little over a year ago, and it was hot off the trails of Shadowrun Returns, which was another kickstarted game which met with great success. Shadowrun Online made its quota, kickstarted, and here it is. We have an early Steam, alpha release today. So I believe it went live 12:30 Eastern Standard and 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. As for other territories, I'm not really quite sure. I've been a big Shadowrun fan since playing the SNES game that a friend had given me when I was about 8 or 10 years old. I love the dark setting, I love the cyberpunk atmosphere. If you don't know what Shadowrun is, what it really is a mixture of like Dungeons and Dragons mixed with like Giant Mnemonic or the Matrix. It's cyberpunk in the sense that you can jack into the Matrix and get cybernetic implants, and there's guns and all that type of stuff. But there's also magic that has returned to our universe, and it's got wizards and orcs and trolls and ogres. So it's got a little bit of something for everyone in that regard. Excuse me. Here I have the Shadowrun role-playing game book. This was how the game originally started as a role-playing game, and now it's spanned different things. I believe this is the second to newest book currently. Here I have some miniatures. This is the Shadowrun dice set, which I believe was a German and American, or German and English release, and the dice have a Shadowrun emblem on the 6. And then here is the Shadowrun card game, which is excellent. I also have a Shadowrun board game with action figures. I have all the action figures, and I've played and beaten the Super Nintendo and Genesis versions, and I absolutely love the 360 PC cross-platform one, which most Shadowrun fans didn't dig because it went from being a top-down RPG or an RPG in general to a first-person shooter. But if you like FPS games, check out the Shadowrun on 360. But that's besides the point. So I had kicked in $120 for Shadowrun Online. Initially, I believe it was supposed to be kind of like an MMO. They've changed it in essence to where it's not, I mean, it's going to be massive, but it's more like Diablo, I think, where you're going to have these hubs, meet up with friends, meet people, join, and then run off together to do missions, trade items, things like that. So it looks like they're being really, it has a lot of potential is what I'm trying to get at. The $120 tier I kicked in at, I believe gave me early access to the game, a full version of the campaign game, and I think a certain amount of updates. I don't know if it was 2 or 4 updates, because in the future they're going to give almost like add-ons that you have to pay for. Whew, I'm already out of breath. I also recommended the game to a friend, and he put in towards the Kickstarter, so I think I get some kind of miniatures in the future, but I'm not really sure about that anymore. So far, the early release build is really cool. It's got a lot of potential. I was impressed. It's very basic. There's 4 really small missions, and then a PvP area. The 4 missions, you can't create anything or use any items currently, so you can't create a character or implement anything you want to yet into the game, but it gives you these 2 characters. I believe it's like a street samurai kind of troll guy and a elfish mage, I believe. And the first mission was you in an office building taking down these bad guys. The second mission, you're in some kind of morgue, and you're trying to open up these slabs to figure out where this girl is. I don't know if she has something on her. I got to the end of the second mission, and I was about to win, and then the server went down for maintenance, so I didn't get to beat the second mission yet. But so far the game it plays very much like Fallout, the old ones, not the new one, or Jagged Alliance, Fallout Tactics, things of that nature, where you point and click and you move your character to a certain area. The further you move, the less points you have to spend on your actions, something like that. It's similar to Shadowrun Returns. If you played Shadowrun Returns, that's a very pretty game. I thought it looked great. It had an old school feel to it. This has that feel as well, except it's just not up to snuff in terms of the graphics yet, but again, it's an early alpha Steam release, so there's some rough edges on the characters, but I think in the future, I hope they're going to clean it up a bit. But the game still looks pretty damn good. I really like the backgrounds and the settings as well. So again, you don't have any items currently or anything like that. You kind of just find cover, shoot the enemies, and then continue to the next mission. The alpha build is pretty hard. I died once in the first mission and I think twice in the second mission, and I'm hoping later to go back on today and beat the second mission and then check out the PvP arena, which just seems like more of kind of what the normal game is itself. If anyone has any questions about the game, or if I can shed any light on anything, maybe you're interested and you want to know more about it, please leave me a comment on here and I will definitely get back to you. As I said, I've been a huge Shadowrun fan for forever, so that's what kind of warranted me kicking in the $120. I really look forward to what the game has to offer in the future when I can play online with friends. I made a couple friends and acquaintances on Facebook now and other things through the Shadowrun online forums and through the Kickstarter page, and it's just amazing that one of my favorite series is going to become an online game after, you know, having a pipe dream of this as a child, like playing online with people and running in the shadows with others. Another cool thing about the game before I go is it has some voice acting. It's primarily text based, but there is some voice acting to where if you maybe do something in the mission or continue the storyline, you will hear the characters speak to one another. So I was pretty impressed with that. I thought the voice acting was very well done. As I said, I like the backgrounds. The gameplay thus far is simplistic, but I could see them really building off of it. The graphics were pretty nice. My computer, which isn't high-end by any means, ran it fine. There's a bunch of resolutions to pick from, along with window mode or full screen. There's beautiful and then fantastic. I think fantastic is just a little bit of a cleaner version of the game, where beautiful is just, you know, a little dumbed down or a little dulled. My laptop wasn't able to run it. My laptop is a fairly basic laptop, so I didn't expect it to, but my PC did run it. The specs are 1.7 gigahertz dual core, 256 megs video card, 500 megs storage hard drive space, and I believe a gig of RAM. So it's very modest in terms of what you need to run the game. It's about a $20 to $35 release right now. You can go in and I believe kick in now through Steam and purchase the early release, and then I think it puts you in for the initial game. There are different different builds of the game. There's going to be releases of the game. There's going to be a campaign mode and a free-to-play mode. I believe the difference, and don't quote me on this, is that the free-to-play mode is you play it as much as you want, but you don't have access to everything unless you pay extra for the items or for certain like add-ons. The campaign is you kick in once, you buy the game, you're buying the full game, and it gives you a certain amount of add-ons. So I think I got 2 or 4 add-ons with my $120 kick-in, and then in the future after that, I can keep paying for more add-ons, just like you would, I guess, like World of Warcraft or Diablo or something of the like. And I just look really forward to it. As I said, I kicked in, I got into this VIP club, and by kicking in this extra money, and I look forward to meeting up with these friends I made through Kickstarter and having this great universe to play in with everyone. So thanks guys for watching. I hope I shed a little light on the game. If you like Shadowrun Returns, I think you'll like Shadowrun Online, and it's online, or it's going to be online. It's not yet, besides the PvP. So I think you'll really enjoy something like this, and if you're a Shadowrun fan, it's just more stuff for us to gobble up. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.